Lady Bird.
Lady Bird was beautiful. It was a beautiful slice of life film. The mother's performance was great, and I actually did start tearing up when she didn't get out of the car at the airport.
And
she
so good.
drove around. I actually did tear up. It was like it's so wild how I'm not a woman. I didn't go
the whole
through
time. The whole time. That was appropriate, right?
Yeah, because Sally Field is a woman.
No, I'm just saying. That
I get it.
But it's just a lot of this film. It was just hard to say, hey, I can connect with it, but I could. But I loved the way Lady Bird was so selfish, and that even in the movie things were happening without her knowing, and you were discovering it as it was happening with her. So I thought that was really good kind of editing. And I loved her dad, especially. Yeah, I kept on thinking she's really lucky to have a dad like that, because when he's going up for the job and he sees the son, and instead of just being like, oh, I can't believe this, you're going to get it before me. No, he was very encouraging and was just like, good luck in there, and I was just like, man, I love you, Dad.
That's good. that was good writing.
Yeah.
I actually I agree with Colin. I related to it like a lot, because one, it took place 2002 2003 is when she graduated, right? That's when Colin and I graduated high school. So we were like post 9/11 thing. So that happened when we were in school. I went to Catholic schools as a kid, not that strict, but still pretty strict. So I know all the stuff, which is funny. And I did theater in high school. So I knew all, like, I laughed at all the stupid stuff, of that. And I related to it, and I thought she was very good, and she carried the whole show, and she was interesting.
Saoirse Ronan, she's really
good.
Yeah.
And I thought
we're going to hear her name more and more in the future.
Yeah, I liked the editing of it. It was
Greta Gerwig, who's nominated for Best Director. I thought she did a good job.
This is the opposite of,
and she wrote it too.
This is the opposite of
Call Me by Your Name.
It's like, it was like,
this is like, we're not going to linger here.
But they don't linger, but they also don't clutter it too much with too much. What's the word? There's a word for it. They don't make it convoluted. But it was because it was centralized. The mom was great. She was great.
Laura Metcalf was I thought the best part of the movie.
Did you know?
The mom.
Do you know what else she's in?
I don't know.
She's Andy's mom in Toy Story, and she's in Roseanne.
The only thing I can say that's disappointing to me about this movie is
she's the officer in Frasier, right?
She's in Big Bang. She's the mother in Big Bang too.
When I heard the name of this movie, I was disappointed to find out that it's not a King of the Hill movie.
It's not Reagan's dog.
It's not Hank Hill's dog.
No, I thought it was a really good movie. I enjoyed it.
Not Reagan's dog. Yeah, sorry. Go on.
Lady Bird.
Reagan's dog, I guess, if you wanted to be really mean.
She was a good dog.
Sorry, keep going.
No, you're fine. I thought it was good. I thought it was really. I enjoyed it. I laughed. I thought it was a good movie.
So I thought, I actually thought I take it back. Not the best part of the movie wasn't Saoirse Ronan, wasn't the mom. I thought it was the use of Dave Matthews' Crash to deliver major story arc points.
Oh my gosh!
I thought that was so good.
That's hilarious.
But seriously, I thought the letters was a great scene. That was a really powerful. The fact that. And it was less about what she wrote in the letters and more about how many drafts there were that then the dad secretly sent from the mom to her. I thought that was beautiful. That was almost more important. And I also loved the kind of classism elements that they were poor and struggling so much, and like how that worked into like pulling yourself up by your bootstraps kind of mentality of the whole family. I will say, I have a much less positive view of this movie than you guys do, and I fully know that it's a subjective. It's sort of like my opinion about the movie Boyhood, if any of you have seen that. In that it is so familiar to me personally. It feels, and maybe I'm I've said the word
Here he goes, projecting.
Maybe I'm assuming other people are the same as me, that this movie felt like,
look, I'm projecting.
Like generalized specifics. Like here's a specific story, but it's something that is so relatable by so many people. Like how many people do you know that, like I know people in my own life who have had mother-daughter relationships like this. I know people who went to high school have had experiences like this. I've heard people that Catholic school experiences like this. Like it just felt, although it was like a unique story that I don't think I've ever heard before, it still felt like the specific characters felt just so, and maybe it's just, again, the time period.
How dare they make it relatable to an audience?
No,
well, it's generally
what
speaking,
you're saying is because it was very real. Like the characters
Yeah.
were very real, and they
Yeah.
were all individual too. It wasn't like there was two characters that were the same.
Yeah, well, it's just,
and that's what I loved also.
And for me, it's just like, if it's a movie where it seems like I know that person and I know this exact experience, I prefer movies that are unique, like things I haven't seen before that don't, like, I haven't lived with my entire life, basically.
Okay, I totally understand.
That's kind of my perspective.
I totally see that, because the kind of way that
Snob.
I'm kind of going off of that is that I think it seemed like that because Lady Bird wanted to have those experiences. Like she forced herself to be in those kind of experiences, and so it came off very average, and you're like, okay, I can pick that out.
Maybe it's like more about, I mean, to the movie's credit, even that it's able to accomplish this kind of familiarity, but they use almost what's expected of a high school kid to get to that and tell a unique story. So now I'm backpedaling.
No. I think your point is really good. I think it's a really good.
What I like it is the resolve at the end. She wanted to do all these things, and in her heart of hearts, she missed Sacramento. She missed, and like what I loved is when the nun said to her, "You really love it here." And he's like, "What makes you think that?" Because she realizes that because you describe it more than anybody else. And then she loved her mom, and like it was beautiful to me in that regard. She got everything she wanted. She's in New York. She's walking around, and it's like she's in the biggest city in the world, but she's never felt so alone.
There's one line that I remember. I think it was actually delivered by Danny, who's the we were talking about earlier, who's her first boyfriend when she has a cast, when she's all sheltered and protected, and then she finds out that symbolism, derp. When she finds out that he's gay, and then everything falls apart, and then she dates the bad boy Timothée Chalamet. But Danny says French is useful if you want to go to Paris, and so just sort of that like mindset of like idealism of these specifically big cities, but just about, when we get out of this crap town and are free of all these constraints, then it'll all be so great. And
I'm going to spoil it for you kids. Every town is crap.
Yeah, well, just like these random skills that may seem useless that I think are worthwhile. But like, it shows like a lack of reality. Almost.
Well, the lack of reality, but also, like you said, when we're so constrained, like the only thing that constrains you is you.
And money.
Well, money, but also like you put limitations on yourself.
Yeah,
and I also think
you could be anywhere.
I mean, it helps you like kind of.
That's true.
She's just wanting more out of herself, and like he wanted more too. So I don't know.
Sorry, looking at the timer. I was telling Ben to shut up.
You let Colin talk.
Let him go.
I was like,
you wait your turn.